Good morning, everyone. Hey, Desi here. Just wanted to talk to you today about learning to be honest with yourself. As human beings, as a society, we all lie. Some are white lies, some are big lies, for different reasons. And, some are to keep love around, some are to push love away, some are to just to keep from arguing with someone. Some lies are to, just to keep from hurting somebody. And, we all justify these lies, for ourselves or for others. And we're never going to get away from this as a society. One of my friends used to say the first thing created after the world was bullshit. So, it's one of those things that it's going to happen. People do it. I do it. We all tell white lies and different forms, like I said, in degrees. But one thing we have to watch out for is lying to ourselves. We always want to be honest with ourselves and not live in delusions. Know where we're coming from. If you're gonna be telling these lies, also you have to realize that some of these bigger lies and stuff that we tell, all these lies will eventually come to the truth. They say that truth is the sword that slays all lies. And it might not happen today, it might not happen tomorrow, but eventually, with enough patience, all these lies that are being told, about you or about others or just about anything in general are going to eventually come to the light. So, just be wary of that. Try to live in honesty and just for yourself and for others, because you never have to rehearse the truth. And if you can live by that, then it's going to make your life so much better and simpler, because you don't have to think about what you said here or what's been said over here, and you're jumbling all these dots trying to play jump rope with these lies and webs that we tell. And like I said, it's a human nature to tell lies, unfortunately. But as we continue to progress on our spiritual journey, we just need to learn how to let this side of ourselves kind of fade away. Everything is about just progressing in life. We're always trying to get better and evolve. And this is one thing that, we can all do to help us evolve as a society, is to continue to learn how to show up and be truthful with one another. And sometimes this honesty and these truths are going to hurt. It's just how it is. But it's better to be truthful and go through the pain then and there than to hold on to something and let that pain and remorse build within yourself. And then when the lie or the truth does come out, it's just going to make it so much worse. And don't be afraid to cry. When these things come up, I see a lot of people that are afraid to shed tears and use their emotions. And I think Rumi said, tears are the silent prayer of the soul. And I've always thought that that was really beautiful. And I think he also goes on to say that tears water the garden of our soul as well. But it's when you're shedding these tears, you're coming back to love. And so by doing that, you're really releasing these pains that are inside you. So just learn to be able to express yourself. And if you can't do it around others, do it in your own home. Dig into these emotions and these feelings that you're having. They're like little keyways to your soul when you sit down and you reflect on things that have happened and things that go on throughout the day. Part of meditating and reflecting is to use these emotions and these little keyways to see what's going on, not within yourself, within your body, within your soul, and to release that and to be able to move forward from it. So anyways, I just wanted to get on here and say hi. I hope everyone gets a day off today. I got to go in here in a little bit, but just wanted to always, just tell you is never to lie to yourself. Always be honest with yourself. I understand that, like I said, we're all gonna have these different degrees of lies, being white lies and or whatever. But when it comes to you, just always be honest with yourself and try to live each day just with one less lie in the world. And till then, let's make this world a better place together.